I read somewhere that it's kind of ironic because you don't dance. I don't believe a word of that.
What?
Yeah,
Who said that?
I,
Lies.
I read it somewhere.
Lies.
Somebody said you can't dance, and I thought, no, that's so wrong.
Rude.
Dance.
I am so happy to be joined by James and Severino from Horsewhip Disco. Hello, boys.
Hiya.
Hello.
James, you're in London, is that right?
I am, yeah.
And Sev, you're in Sitges.
Sitges, Spain, near Barcelona. For people that don't know, just
Not jealous
case.
at all. Not at all. Mind you, we got the weather here, finally. Again.
Just about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, thanks.
Better not tempt fate, though, because that always happens whenever I say, oh, yeah, the sun's out. It always goes in. Anyway, we should probably start with congratulations for the single, which is Sanctuary, and the album, of course, the debut album that came out last October. I mean, you guys must have been so thrilled to finally get around to releasing a debut album, because you've, of course, done loads of tracks, lots of productions, remixes, and, of course, the club and all the events that you're doing around the world. But your debut album, I mean, that's a thrilling thing in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I guess it's been a long time coming. I think we kind of started laying down some demos over 10 years ago, almost. So it's been a long process to get where we are. But along the way, we've kind of learned a lot, and we've managed to kind of do some collaborations with some incredible artists. And it's been amazing to have so much sort of faith behind it, really, and the people involved in it, and to kind of collaborate with so many people has been amazing.
So do you both feel that it's exactly how you wanted it to sound? Because, of course, you've had that time to do other work as well as the album.
No, I think it was definitely because it's like some sort of different kind of, I mean, it's disco-y, but with Sanctuary is the one a little bit I'm not saying like more funk rock or whatever, but there's some sort of something for everybody with amazing singers and famous singers like Kathy Sledge and Amy Douglas and Phenomenal Haircut Band, but also with new talent. So it's good to give an opportunity to the new one as well. Finn as Love Is You Need, she did for me an amazing job, and all the mixes as well, because it's always good. We are super proud, and I still love all the original tracks from the album. But then when you got something different, exactly, maybe sometime to play in clubs, remixes, in this case also the new one with Ray Mang, he did a really good job. And yeah, so I think it's good, really good. It's still going on, nearly 1 year now, actually. Well, at the end of the day, so yeah.
I mean, we were talking about it just before we started recording. Of course, the pandemic in a lot of ways has put a dampener on many things. But in some ways, it's the right time to release this music because everybody needs it more than ever, I think, at the moment.
It was amazing, actually, because actually around that time, I think actually the same weekend, it was us and Regine Murphy and Groove Armada as well. So actually, 3 amazing dance albums released in the same weekend, during the time that still not really possible. Well, in some part of the world right now they dancing, but still, a bit weird. Yeah.
It's amazing. How have you both found it during the pandemic? Have you found it great for creativity? Are you kind of able to kind of knuckle down and get on with stuff?
I mean, to be honest, I've really enjoyed not having to worry about DJing for a year and concentrate on other things. And
early nights.
Yeah, honestly, I hardly go to bed, much later than 10 o'clock these days. I'm up at 6 o'clock and I'm kind of cycling around on my bike and, sort of doing all kinds of things. So I haven't missed it per se, but the opportunities that I've had to play records to people in certain situations over the pandemic, it has reminded me of why I love it. And it's definitely my thing. So,
yeah,
I am... Although I've actually, despite everything, for me it's been a great year. I've kind of enjoyed not sort of concentrating on other things, but I am ready to get back to it now. I want to see people dancing, and I want to hear loud music, and I want to go to a festival, and I'm ready.
It does make you appreciate it more, though, like you say.
Yeah,
because you've had that time to kind of reflect on stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but it's amazing, to see. yeah, like on Instagram and stuff like that, like people like, America looks already like really happening with all the pride parties this weekend, and already like lots of for like things going on, but also like a festival. And yeah, it's good to see people started back again. Hopefully, I mean, keep fingers crossed, man.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Because of course the clubs were meant to be open a couple of weeks back, and now we've got that further delay. So
Funny,
Yeah.
isn't it? I thought, the government handling would be much better than this. I'm so shocked. That's really sarcasm, by the way.
yeah, I was getting that, totally getting that.
Good,
But
good.
I'm like you, James. I've relished having a little break from DJing, because DJing does take it out of you. As much as it is enjoyable, it's pretty exhausting when you get in at 6, 7, 8 a.m. in the morning. It's good to have that downtime, but that makes it more exciting to come back now with that delay on top of that.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
absence makes the heart grow fonder. And
Yeah.
I think that goes for everything, really. It's not just people, but experiences as well. So, it could be absolute carnage when everything opens up. It could, I mean, I've already heard of people talking about another summer of love or a new summer of love and stuff. But I think, the energy is going to be pretty insane. I don't know if it's going to be a good energy or bad energy, but it's going to be insane. So it's going to be fun to see how it all pans out.
So the new single Sanctuary, amazing. You've got a remix package again. Tell us about why you chose Ray to remix the single.
Well, I think the original track had a kind of sort of more alternative than the sort of the Kathy Sledge one, which is very much a kind of glitterbox kind of record. And the Sanctuary song, when kind of went in the studio and started working on it, was conceived very much as a kind of sort of LCD sound system meets Talking Heads with a bit of boogie, a bit of cosmic, that kind of sound. So that's where it came. And I think of people who are producing stuff at the moment, Ray Mang is probably one of the better names in terms of that kind of genre. So he was a great fit, and we've known him for years, and he's done a great job.
Have you got a lot
Yeah.
of people that are in the line that you'd love to collaborate with, or maybe like actually do like vocalists as well as remixers and producers? Have you got a lot of people like on your bucket list?
Of course, whether the bucket list is realistic or not, I don't know. On the list is like Diana Ross. I'm like, how realistic is that going to be? But I think we've been really lucky to collaborate with lots of people that we think are really amazing, and we've had the support of Glitterbox. So yeah, I mean, it's not always possible to have everyone you want to work with. Everyone's really busy, and people have obviously over this pandemic period have been doing their own stuff. So we've been lucky to get who we had. But who knows? I mean, we've even had Robbie Williams wanting to collaborate with us. So, it's, who knows where it will go.
When you think about the beginning and the early days, have you found that you're at a really good place now, or have you always enjoyed it all the way along?
Yeah, I mean, it's been not strange, but exactly, it's been like such a journey that exactly like Jim and James and me and Luke, we didn't thought about it would be like become so long and so successful. I guess it was like, yeah, energy and a good energy every time, and like keep doing it what we believe. And that's the good thing also, like we are in the same ideas, but at the same time we got our own style in playing music and socializing with people and stuff. So like, no, it's been amazing. Like it's been, and it's still amazing that like to see again like the new generation, the kids, they're so into us. So like that's really good to, okay, still have the respect from, the old school or the one they went through, they were there from the disco era to kids, millennial kids, which they are amazing. When we DJ in university cities like Sheffield or Leeds or whatever, like, and have all these sort of like super super young kids like dancing, positive vibe. But it's good because the kids are very open nowadays. It looks like, yeah, they're opening with disco stuff, with music that probably they heard because it's been sampled from Harman Van Helden or some other people, or they were hearing the music from their parents' vinyl or older sister or brothers or whatever. So yeah, that's great. That's really good. I mean, there's a hope in the kids, in the young generation that they really like very open because at the same time they listen to grime or techno or whatever. So like I think that the kids nowadays are very open-minded people, like I think so.
And we're coming to the end of Pride Month. I mean, for the last 2 years, we've had Pride Month in lockdown, so Pride festivals just haven't happened. We're starting to see them happen this year, towards the end of the summer. But that's surreal in itself as well, isn't it?
I think it's quite good because it kind of makes people sort of, rather than it just being about going out and getting, having a party and parading around, it actually makes people really think about the issues that are really important. So it's kind of, rather than the focus being on what you're going to wear, where you're going to go and party and stuff, it's like, what's the point of Pride? Why do we do this? Why do we come together every year? What has our community achieved, and what must our community fight for? So, in a way, I'm not, it's, we've had many years of parties and stuff. I think this year is really good to kind of really concentrate on what Pride actually is about and what the point of it is.
Especially right now, because you see, like, you're still reading awful stuff, like, like the EU, they competed like against Hungary literally today, the other day, like, and like there's still, you're thinking, luckily we live in a super kind of like liberal kind of countries, but it's still not even like, there's always,
there's a lot
yeah,
to fight for. I mean, even I've this whole sort of like culture wars and sort of right wing agenda. I mean, I've even had my father go on homophobic rants at me, and it's just like this. I don't know. It just goes to prove exactly why we need Pride, why Pride is important. I mean, I've always been the first cynical person to kind of be a bit like, oh, whatever, but I think it's more important than ever.
crazy. Honestly, it's still so that thing like, okay, Hungary, man, come on. It's like, but it should be anywhere. But like,
Even in
wow, like,
Italy right now, even in Italy, you've got the Vatican trying
yeah,
to
well,
stop.
exactly. Yeah, with that again with the church and stuff. Like, I don't know. You think, they might gonna be like whatever, getting there. But I understand everybody's different. Everybody's got his own opinion, fine. But at the same time, why not?
I mean, it's always two steps forward, one step back, isn't it? And I think that's what the most important thing about Pride is, to not take these rights and these achievements for granted, because they can be taken away really quickly, before you even recognize what's going on. I think that's why we always need to be on it and vigilant.
You're right, because we've had, to move backwards because of hate that's been stirred up by the likes of Trump.
Yeah.
And all of that. And it's kind of, hate feeding off hate. And it's almost like it's snowballing.
Well, it works. I mean, it's shown that it can propel certain people to political power. I mean, we've seen it on both sides of the Atlantic. So hate works, division works. And actually what we really need to be doing is kind of realizing that we're all, I don't know, we're all part of this together. And actually we have more in common than divides us.
Absolutely. I mean, on a lighter note, you must be very excited about Night Tales. Just thinking about this at Bohemia Place.
Didn't it? It's where my mind's gone during the pandemic.
It's so important, though. I mean, you're absolutely right. We need to, talk about all this stuff, because we're in a dark place. Even though obviously it's the summer, that tends to get forgotten about. But yeah, we should always be reminded of that.
Totally. But yeah, Night Tales is great. I mean, any opportunity at the moment to kind of get out there, play music, and I think that's why we're so lucky in the music that we do, is that it kind of works for these kind of like socially distant situations right now. So
yeah, we feel like sad and bad for like proper DJ where exactly like they are techno DJs or whatever, where like it's not really. Yeah, exactly. We say, like, we always keep saying for us, like, well, we've been, we can also at the same time play a little bit more down tempo, more sleaze stuff. So like, yeah, it's been good. It's been good in a way,
So along with Night Tales, do you know what else you've got? Have you got loads of gigs booked now for the rest of the year? Hopefully.
I mean, it just depends, on how things open up and stuff. But there's the Gala Festival happening in London. There's still hopes that Defected Croatia is going to go ahead, even though not quite sure what's going on with travel at the moment. I think sort of like from later on, I think post September, I mean, I think we feel a little bit more confident that what is in the diary will kind of stick. Up until then, it's a bit kind of just let's wait and see.
Hopefully, we're gonna be back also to our usual, international residency, which is Berlin, which is New York as well. There's lots of like, it seems like everybody's missing us all over the world, and of course, we would love to be also more all over the world, but that's gonna be the world is a bit weird now, not easy.
And of course, our weekly residency of the Eagle in London, which hopefully will
Yeah.
be getting from August, is the last I've heard that it's going to be opening. So
Amazing. Enjoy all of it, guys. It's so good to see you, James Severino. Hosmeet Disco, of course, the Sanctuary single, the album, which is out in case anybody hasn't bought it yet. It is
Love
there.
and Dancing. Actually, it's
Love and
funny
Dancing.
because it's so weird because sometimes I keep having like email from Amazon Prime like, we recommended you to buy this CD called Love and Dancing from us with this.
Just in case you don't know it.
And like, well, okay, yeah, like that's nice.
Give it a glowing
Like,
review. 10 out of 10.
I read somewhere that it's kind of ironic because you don't dance. I don't believe a word of that.
What? Who said that? Lies.
I read it
Lies.
somewhere. Somebody said you can't dance, and I thought, no, that's so wrong.
Rude.
Dance, well, what they dance, what those kind of people dance, I don't know, some boonga boonga or something.
Thing and I prance around. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they saw
No,
something else.
well, actually, like Glitterbox and the defective crowd, defective people, like, well, included, well, obviously on top, like Luke Salomon and Simon Dama, like they did a really good job. They really, really believed us, and like, wow, you felt honored because it's still such a very important label all over the world. So yeah, and the guy from Radical PR, he did a really good job, and obviously our agent Ali at Warm and everybody, we're all like in a kind of like nice little dream, nice little boat. I don't know.
So good to see you guys. Listen,
You
all the
too.
best
Cool.
with everything. Stay safe
Okay.
in London and Sidges.
And see, I'm off to the beach.
See you soon, guys.